$47 million was paid out to Bitcoin miners today. Hey, I'm Drew Vosk here on the VoskCoin YouTube channel. I want to run through the latest Bitcoin mining developments, what the best miners are to get into this, the miners that I'm adding to my mining farm and why. There's a hole in my chest where my heart used to be. So read it and weep. Bitcoin, the best coin to mine in the world by far, and that's why there's publicly traded Bitcoin mining stocks, which I proudly own some of those. We've talked about them in previous videos. Things like Wolf and CleanSpark and Marathon, and some of those are pivoting towards being a MicroStrategy strategy by just straight up leveraging debt and buying Bitcoin. Unfortunately, the USA is still corrupted and controlled by the scam organization known as the Federal Reserve and the Fed. Hopefully Elon Musk and Doge in particular can be our heroes in this story arc. But let's stay focused and on topic here. Bitcoin miner profitability. This is calculated 8 cents per kilowatt hour. I'll drop this link. You come over here and run the numbers for yourself based on your electricity rate. But this is what it would cost me or less to run these miners. A lot of these mining rigs are not feasible for smaller scale mining operations. For example, any of these hydro miners, as well as these giant miners like the M66S. So the biggest feasible realistic miner is the Antminer S21 XP. We just got this in from Altair. We're an affiliate of Altair. I'm really excited about this one because it's a whopping 270 terahash in a typical current generation miner package. They're very expensive though. So if you'd love to get into Bitcoin mining at a much more reasonable price, I would invite you to check out the BitX. I'm working on a couple different reviews for these, but this is basically taking a chip out of these Antminers and you mine with just one chip. You know, there's a bunch of chips in these. They take a single chip and you have a little tiny micro lottery miner. So it's a pretty cool, fun way to decentralize mining. And why would I buy a lottery ticket for a scam gambling system when I could, say, buy a lottery ticket to hit 3.125 Bitcoin. I'm mining Bitcoin. I've got around 30 full-size Bitcoin miners deployed in my mining farm, among other mining rigs. I'm testing different mining pools and things like that. And just for your data and information, I've got around 3 petahash here on Luxor's pool that we reviewed. This is a lot easier to order now, but sometimes carrying a premium. I'll link that in the video description below as well. But that's a fun starter miner that's basically at 4 terahash a second maximum output on that. My favorite Bitcoin miner that I've had is the MicroBT Watts Miner M60S. This M60, the Watts miners have been hard to get because the major mining farms realize that they are badass units, and they also use the plug that we all wanted, the C20 C19 combo. And yeah, they fly off the shelves to the mining farm operators. So unfortunately, mine does about 200 terahash a second. This is a worse model that is in stock, but does about 154, but coming in at a reasonable price point of about $3,000. My new Canon Avalon miner from the 1500 series has been very good. They've been coming in at really good price points and they're flying off the shelf because of that. Let's look at some mining profitability and then we'll kind of double back to the models. I just kind of wanted to give you a quick glance and insight to what we're dealing with here. Make sure you understand that every Bitcoin miner is an ASIC miner. Even the BitX is just a one chip ASIC miner. An ASIC is an application specific integrated circuit miner, right? ASIC chips. Plug in Ethernet, which is the only way to give most of these an internet connection. Plug in a power cable, right? Just set up a circuit to be able to support that. And if you want to do that, 240 voltage circuit, single phase, 30 amp, buy the Altair mining PDU, and you can plug 2 miners into that, generally speaking. That's a super quick crash course. Watch our tutorial video guides if you need to learn more about all that. So S21 sitting right here, S21 Pro is right here, and the S21 Plus. These miners are mining somewhere between $14 and $12 a day. These miners will cost me $6 to $7 a day to run, allowing me to essentially pocket and really DCA, dollar cost average, into a $5 surplus of Bitcoin every single day. Here we can see the exact M60 model we talked about down here for the MicroBT What's miner, $9.38 of revenue, and then $3.42 of profits. If you look at some other altcoin miners, your eyes may light up at how many dollars per day you can mine with some devices. You plug in an Antminer L9 and mine Dogecoin among other cryptocurrencies, you'll be earning over $50 a day per machine. And that's great if you bought these early before Doge pumped, which is why it's reflecting this so much. Bitcoin pumping has absolutely increased Bitcoin miner earnings. It's been a very welcome relief. But companies like Bitmain, they see this and then they price gouge you. You could have bought this device a couple months ago for 10 grand or less. Now you'll be paying, they want you to pay $20,000. It's the same machine. They're just pocketing all that cash on your head. They're laughing all the way to the bank and the cold storage wallets, selling shovels, digital shovels in a digital gold rush. Now you can see how that digital shovel company, we've got their mini pod deployed on our farm, probably came up with their name. If you're wondering, I show these resellers like Luxor and ASIC Marketplace and stuff, just like, oh, he's got an affiliate link, he's just trying to push a sale on us. You can go over and buy the S21 Plus right now from Bitmain. If you just buy one, you'll pay over $4,000. You're also going to be hit with tariffs, so slap another 30% bill on that. Things that don't happen to me when I order through resellers. So do with that information as you will. Let's compare that exact miner to right here. $4,300, February delivery, not going to get hit with a tariff bill. Okay, cool. And I'm very excited and curious to see if these will have the IP address readout on their case. That would be a very enjoyable addition and just kind of cool to all of the mining rigs. At this time, there's no reason to buy any more Antminer S21s. One, these miners are f***ing trash. These are the worst miners I've ever had. Every single S21 I've had, even my S21 Pro, have broken. Bitmain is so popular for making rock solid miners. Generally speaking, their S17 series flopped, and the S21 has flopped as well. Some of their other devices have been phenomenal performers for many people for many, many years. But the bottom line is, dollar for dollar, the S21 Plus is basically just the new S21. However, this is with a futures delivery date, a couple months out. This one is in stock. So that still may be the right decision for you, depending on your goals and FOMO and just trying to get in the game. There's also the S21 Pro, but when you look at the hash rate, the power consumption, as well as the cost, I just don't see the appeal, and it's not like it's any better. My S21 Pro also broke. And in our pursuit of always testing different resellers, we picked that S21 Pro up from Million Miner, and that was a good experience with them there as well. So some good options out there, and I'll link all this stuff below, as well as the best coupon codes. We've reached out to all these people directly to basically request best-in-class coupon codes if possible. For me, right, what am I doing? I would have hoped that I ordered a bunch of M60Ss previously, and I was just good to go. Based on availability, right, and pricing, I'm probably grabbing the S21 Plus. And just hoping that the quality is going to be better on this batch. And worst case scenario, I do have good warranty experiences with Bitmain, but wow, I am sick of warranting my miners with them. Only thing it cost me is I pay to ship the miner there, they pay to ship it back, and they haven't charged me anything to fix these S21s. So there's that. My unique situation, not the fact that I'm wearing a freaking Christmas ornament, is the fact that so I work on the VoskCoin mining farm, and I also work on the VoskCoin YouTube channel. And in this content creation grind, I'm always grabbing new miners. So I could buy numerous miners and then just kind of be good and have no more electricity. Maybe like that's where I'm at. My capital is deployed and I'm happy, right? But instead of that, I would rather leave capacity and capital and then pursue all of the new miners. So instead of just talking about the S21 Plus, like I need to order one. I need to get an S21 Plus in. And then I will have true feedback. I will have a true review and not just look at the specs and what it's supposed to do. If I hadn't gotten numerous S21s here on the farm to deploy and review, right, I've immersed them. They've been in air cooling. They've been in cool environments. They've been in hot environments. And, they suck. And I would never be able to tell you that and give you better information if I wasn't actively always reviewing all these different miners and devices and so forth. So the point here being is that I have limited capacity right now. I've submitted additional load letters with my electric company to pull additional electricity immediately. We're pursuing 3-phase as well, but we're fighting on the pricing on that. And I don't want to pay a bunch of money to build out the electric company's infrastructure just for them to bill me in perpetuity. That is capital I would rather throw at either miners, right? And I could always send those miners off to be, for example, hosted. And then furthermore, I could also just invest that in solar and start generating my own electricity and then having a huge offset on my bill. Or I'd rather just go and buy overpriced Chipotle. Thanks a lot. Inflation. Among many other things I'd rather spend my money on than paying for my electric company's infrastructure just for them to bill me. It's ridiculous. They're gonna bankroll my ass just with the service cost. The point is, I'm gonna deploy the new miners, the new models that are coming. And that's going to be my kind of personal situation. And with my capacity, that's basically where I'm at. I will reach a point where I'm just completely, absolutely full and there may be nothing I can do. And at that point, I'm going to start looking at cycling out some of my older, inefficient, less profitable gear that may be earning $1 a day, maybe breaking even, may even be losing me $1 a day. And I'll see if I can find another hosting avenue where those would still make sense, or they'll just simply be decommissioned, or maybe I'll clean them up and sell them for whatever they'll go for and just put that towards the farm. If I was what I would picture as an average viewer, right, depending on my budget, I would buy the BitAxe to just have fun and get a little Bitcoin mining exposure. I would buy many of the other miners that are much more affordable, right? Like you can buy like an S19K for like $1-2 grand, depending on how it's configured. Even the Erlacher version that can plug into any outlet in your house. So you don't even need a 240 voltage outlet. You can just plug it in on 120 voltage, which are all the normal outlets throughout your house if you don't know, generally speaking. If I had the budget, right, I'm looking at the S21 Plus. If I'm looking for maximum density, I'm looking at the S21 XP, right? So let's say I'm only going to deploy 6 miners, right? And I'm going to do it in my garage. Well, then I would do a Foghashing C6 setup. I would order that. I would order the miners. I would run them the second I get them. And then I would immerse them the second I get the immersion equipment and get that deployed, which is pretty easy to do. You can check out our video on that. And at that point, right, I've got 6 spots. Those 6 spots are expensive. They have a premium attached to them. So if I had the capital, I would buy the best miners that fit my goals here to deploy there. So for example, right, if you do 6 S21s at 200 terahash a second, right, then you got 1,200 terahash a second of Bitcoin mining power, 1.2 petahash. You do 6 S21 XPs, right? You've got 1.6 petahash. You've got 1,620 terahash of mining power. You essentially jam 2 more S21s into that same box that you've already bought, right? More expensive, but it depends. And that's if you're Bitcoin focused, which is the whole focus of this video. If you want to see other videos on altcoin mining and all of our Dogecoin mining stuff, subscribe please to the VoskCoin YouTube channel. This was a fun day because we just hit 642,000 subscribers. It's wild that many people of you tune in, hit the subscribe button. We're chasing 1 million subscribers. I'm hoping that the market goes crazy and really affords us the opportunity for that. But it's time for me to go play with my cutie pup, who's sleeping in my office right now. I think that, I record so many videos. It's like I start talking about Bitcoin and crypto and she just like falls asleep. And maybe it's like ASMR or something to her at this point. But we run 10 seconds of tails in every video. You can ask AI what her position is here at VoskCoin. For example, if you ask Grok, well, actually, you let me know. You ask Grok, which is Twitter's AI, which they just made free, which was cool. Ask Grok who Tails Vosk is, and it's pretty fun. I didn't input it, for this or whatever. I was just messing around and found it. So thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.